Hello and welcome, my dear friend. Somewhere, in a moment of exhaustion or clarity or maybe both, you sent something out. Not a whisper, not a wish, a signal. You didn't know it at the time, but it carried weight. It carried coordinates, a frequency so precise that the universe had no choice but to respond. And it's doing exactly that, right now, but not with fireworks. Not with the grand reveal you might have hoped for. It's responding with silence, with pauses, with rest. Because before the arrival, always comes the preparation. You've been asking for something real. Not a spark, not a high, but something that can stay. Something that can hold the weight of who you've become. And that kind of answer doesn't come fast. It comes true. So here you are. Suspended between what has ended and what has not quite arrived. And it's maddening, isn't it? You feel it pulling closer. The future you prayed for, the softness, the movement, the place where you finally feel poured into instead of poured out. You've dreamed it so many times it started to blur with your waking life, but it hasn't landed yet. And I need you to hear me now, with the part of you that aches. There's nothing wrong with you for feeling ready and still having to wait. This is precision. You're not being ignored. You're being tuned. There's a difference between longing and readiness. And you, my friend, are done longing. You've walked too far in your healing to beg the future to arrive. You're not begging anymore. You're preparing. And preparation looks quiet. It looks boring. It looks like sleeping more than you planned. Crying without a reason, suddenly needing walks at sunset, craving foods that cleanse instead of comfort. You're not falling behind, you're being cleared out. Because here's the truth, your spirit already knows what's coming, and it's preparing your body to hold it. You're not lazy for needing rest. You're not unmotivated for feeling less hungry, less social, less able to push. You are being called into alignment so deep, your nervous system has to quiet before it lets the next chapter in. And it's okay that you don't trust this all the way yet, because your whole life taught you that good things only come after the fall, that safety is temporary, that love is a performance, and arrival is earned through exhaustion. But this next chapter won't be earned that way. This one responds to embodiment, not effort. You want real love? Become the space that real love can breathe in. You want abundance? Let your energy drip with the truth that you are the source. You want peace? Then stop equating noise with momentum. You're not missing anything. The door hasn't closed behind you. The new world hasn't skipped over you. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. In the quiet hallway where destiny takes her shoes off before stepping in. I know it's tempting to reach, to try to call it in faster, to do something, anything, that proves you're still in control. But control is not your task anymore. Your task is to become what you asked for. You asked for alignment, so you're being aligned. You asked for lasting joy, so temporary highs are being removed. You asked for divine love, so shallow distractions are being silenced. This is not delay, this is delivery, and it's coming in the only form that can last, truth. But truth doesn't knock like ego does. It doesn't crash through your life. It seeps in. And that's what you're feeling right now, not limbo, not lack. The first drips of everything you prayed for. You don't need to chase it. It's already here, circling, waiting for the exact second your spirit settles into the shape it's been molding toward. This is the part most people abandon, the middle, the ache, the moment you've left what was, but haven't yet stepped into what will be. But this is where the magic turns solid. Hold your ground. Let the new land on something steady. You've waited long enough to rush now. You're not becoming magnetic, you already are. That longing you once mistook for weakness was actually the call. That ache in your chest, it wasn't desperation, it was signal strength. And now, something has heard you. Someone, on the other side of this reality has picked up the frequency. Not because you chased it, but because you stopped. Because you finally learned how to sit inside your own soul long enough to recognize the difference between noise and resonance, between empty company and real reflection. And what's coming toward you now is reflection, not a copy of you, but the match. Not someone to complete you, but someone who's been walking their own hallway, in their own silence, asking for the same thing you are. Not abundance that fills a lack, abundance that mirrors your wholeness. This next chapter does not reward your emptiness, it meets your overflow. So if you're still searching the skies for signs, still trying to make peace with this slowness, let this be the moment you stop asking when, and start asking how. How can you embody the thing you want so fully that it has no choice but to recognize itself in you? How can you soften your inner world so that the next arrival doesn't disrupt your nervous system, but settles into it like a final puzzle piece? Because the truth is, you're not meant to wish for love, or peace, or purpose. You're meant to become the doorway it walks through. You're the portal. You always have been. And maybe that's the secret behind this season of rest, of quiet cravings, of sudden tenderness. You're finally being built to hold what you asked for. Not just to see it, not just to taste it, but to keep it. And that requires capacity. That requires a nervous system that doesn't mistake stillness for danger. That requires an inner child who no longer runs at the first sign of chaos. And that, my friend, is exactly where you are. I know some days it still feels like nothing's happening. But the truth? Everything is. You are being carved open by something ancient and intelligent. Something that doesn't rush. Something that doesn't care for ego timelines, social clocks, or what month it is. This is a soul equation, and it doesn't use seconds. It uses surrender. The kind of surrender that says, I don't need to hold the steering wheel anymore. I've already written the destination. And now, the road is adjusting itself to your feet, step by step. Not because you're forcing it, but because you're finally aligned enough to be found. And what finds you next won't need convincing, won't need fixing, won't ask you to prove your worth. It'll see you instantly because you match. And that's the part no one tells you. Manifestation isn't about screaming into the sky or making perfect vision boards. It's about becoming so full of what you've asked for that the universe simply sends it home. You're almost there. Don't confuse stillness with delay. This isn't a void, it's a preparation chamber. Your soul is dimming the lights so you can adjust your eyes before the brilliance arrives. So sit with this moment. Let the longing melt. Let the fullness take root. Because what's meant for you next will not come to fill you. It will come because you're already full. And it will ask only one thing of you: to receive it. With no performance, no apology, no shrinking. Only a quiet smile that says, I knew you were coming. I became ready before you got here. That's the truth of this moment. That's the purpose of this silence. So take the bath, go for the walk, eat slow, pray softer. Hold yourself like someone worth waiting for. Because the next chapter isn't just about change, it's about reception. And it's already en route. You don't need to shout. You already sent the signal. Now, just stay open long enough to let the echo find its way back. This is it, from longing to fullness. Let it land, let it stay, let it be real this time. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. If you found value in this message, please like the video and share it with others who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe and continue your amazing journey by watching one of the videos showing on your screen that resonates with you the most. See you there.